Mobile water, unique in every way.
And it's the eve of the 2025 EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair at the Accra International Conference Centre. Hashtag Stop Galamsey Now. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Midday News. This bulletin is live on Joy 99.7 FM and Hit 103.9 FM here in Accra. We are on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, myjoyonline.com and affiliates in all 16 regions of Ghana, including Victory FM Aplao, Radio Justice Tamale and Dreams FM Bogatanga, live on X Spaces and Facebook. The Midday News is supported by Petrosol Platinum Energy, energizing dreams. Coming up, former Deputy Director General of National Service Authority Gifty Owari-Mensah granted 10 million cedi bail after pleading not guilty in the ghost name scandal. Meanwhile, the Attorney General says the total amount involved in the scandal has now ballooned to more than 2 billion Ghana cedis.
I wish to announce that the Auditor General has conducted a forensic audit into the National Service scandal, and the total amount of money stolen or illegally spent now stands at 2.2 billion and not the 548 million.
We are live at the Jubilee House for more of the accountability series. Also coming up, Minority Leader berates government for allegedly failing to present its key economic policies to Parliament for approval.
Government has failed to furnish Parliament with program documents for the flagship programs it has so far launched. Mr. President has gone ahead to launch these programs at various events across the country.
We have details as the Majority Leader quickly fact-checks the minority, calling him out for supposedly spewing falsehood.
When he says that no policy document has come to Parliament, you're supposed to report that that is not accurate, because everything that he said was captured in the economic policy document that the Finance Minister presented to Parliament.
And later in the bulletin we ask, how much will it cost Ghana to adapt to the ever-changing climate?
From 2000 to date, almost every year. So the frequency of flooding conditions had been increasing. The other things that we are also doing as people that are exacerbating the climate impact.
We also have sports.
Ghana's Black Stars are set to battle 9 nations for National Team of the Year prize at the 2025 CAF Awards.
Also 24 hours to the biggest housing fair in Ghana, the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair.
We allow customers to also bring in their own designs for us to customize for them.
But when you come to Doormaster, we have doors that serve every purpose.
Superlock is the only company that provides after-sales service.
We'll tell you more about what to expect aside from the discounts and promotions. These and more with me, Pearl Ofori. This is Joy News, independent, fearless and credible. In our first story this afternoon, former Deputy Director General of the National Service Authority, Gifty Owari-Mensah, has appeared in court today to face multiple criminal charges filed against her in connection with the ghost name scandal at the NSA. She was arraigned alongside other former officials accused of conspiring to inflate the number of service personnel and divert funds meant for the allowances. The charges include stealing, willfully causing financial loss to the state, using public office for profit, and money laundering. Now, prosecutors say the accused persons created and maintained thousands of fictitious service personnel on the national service payroll, in leading to the alleged loss of tens of millions of cedis to the state. Mrs. Owari-Mensah has, however, denied any wrongdoing, insisting she acted in accordance with her official duties. She's been granted a 10 million cedi bail after pleading not guilty. Well, the Attorney General, who's been speaking at the Government Accountability Series at the Jubilee House, has been given some updates on the investigations into the scandal.
We have filed charges against the former Chief Executive, Executive Director, Osea Sibe-Entry, and his deputy, Gifty Owari. Charges are being prepared against the rest of the public officers and the so-called marketplace vendors. In all, we intend to file about 10 cases in the NSA scandal and will use some of the public officers and vendors as prosecution witnesses. Now, this is a strategy that is working very well for us, and we intend to continue to use that strategy. In a situation where there is a small criminal among big criminals, and the small criminal knows a lot, it is better as a matter of prosecutorial strategy to use a small criminal to get the information in order to be able to succeed, and that is what I'm doing. Also, I wish to announce that the Auditor General has conducted a forensic audit into the NSA, the National Service scandal, and the total amount of money stolen or illegally spent now stands at 2.2 billion, and not the 548 million that was uncovered by my investigators as at June 2025. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I have here a copy of the Auditor General's report. Again, painstaking investigation is very important in criminal matters. And so, based upon what the Auditor General has done, and this is a forensic audit, okay? Forensic audit means that they've gone beyond what ordinary, auditing would have done. And so, we are going to, based upon this, in some cases, change the charge, amend our charge sheets in order to bring fresh charges.
Let's take you live now to the Jubilee House, where the Attorney General, Dominic Ayeni, has been speaking. My colleague, Maxwell Lagbagba, is there for us. Beyond what we've heard now, Maxwell, what else has the Attorney General been saying?
Well, the Attorney General just finished with his briefing, and in the concluding remarks, he stated that government has taken steps to confiscate and freeze assets of the former boss of the Buffer Stock Company, Abdul Hanan Wahab, after what he described as painstaking investigations. Remember that prior to this briefing by the Attorney General, they dubbed this particular oral update as Rumble in the Jungle. And he says they dubbed it Rumble in the Jungle because of how complicated the web of stealing, as he calls it, was. He stated that on June 25, the Yoko conducted an operation which resulted in the arrest of Mr. Abdul Wahab Hanan. He says between 2017 and 2024, he colluded with his wife and head of finance, one of the workers at the finance department, and then the corporate affairs manager of the Buffer Stock Company. Now, we are told that between 2017 and 2024, they orchestrated the siphoning of public funds totaling 78 million Ghana cedis from bank accounts of the Buffer Stock Company to companies that the former boss of the Buffer Stock Company, Abdul Hanan Wahab, had created together with his wife and then some others. Now, the Attorney General has been going ahead to list the number of properties that the former boss of the Buffer Stock Company purchased with some of these funds. He stated that they bought a 5-bedroom house from a property. I don't want to mention the estate company, but they bought an amount of $1.6 million, a 5-bedroom house costing $1.5 million from this company. They also purchased a 3-bedroom house at Cantonment using 2 of their companies at $600,000. They bought a plot at airport costing $750,000. The couple also purchased a 17-bedroom boutique hotel in Tamale, and they used another company to front this purchase. They bought that at $250,000. He says they also bought the couple that is the former Buffer Stock Company boss and his wife. They bought a 4-bedroom bungalow at Jolu at 4.1 million Ghana cedis. They bought the Chicken Republic building in Tamale. He went on to mention a host of properties that they bought using this public funds that he said they siphoned.
Maxwell, now, let's listen to the Attorney General now.
2019, Hanan Abdul Wahab transferred 5,495,780 Ghana cedis and 36 pesos from Buffer Stock Company accounts to 2 bank accounts belonging to Aludiba Enterprise, one of his companies at Republic Bank and outside. Aludiba Enterprise is not a registered supplier of Buffer Stock Company. Hanan Abdul Wahab between 2019 to January 2022 also orchestrated some suppliers to transfer an amount of 11,998,830 Ghana cedis 48 pesos to an entity owned by a staff of Buffer Stock, and later instructed the staff to retransfer the funds to a company owned and run by himself and his wife. In July 2022, investigations found that Hanan Abdul Wahab transferred 251,050 cedis from Buffer Stock account to another bank account at Republic Bank belonging to Energy Partners, a company co-owned by Hanan Abdul Wahab and Emmanuel Atta, the head of corporate affairs of Buffer Stock Company. Energy Partners is not a service provider for Buffer Stock. The evidence gathered so far shows that they run this criminal enterprise under the pretext of supplying food items to schools under the school feeding program.
Let's take you now to Parliament, and Minority Leader Alexander Apenyomarkin has berated government for allegedly failing to present to Parliament its major economic policies for consideration. According to him, programs like the 24-hour economy Coldest program, a Jumera program are all yet to receive proper scrutiny by the House. He was speaking at the leader's media briefing today.
Government has failed to furnish Parliament with program documents for the flagship programs it has so far launched. It will be recalled that since the swearing in, Parliament has approved billions of Ghana cedis for various ministries, ostensibly to execute programs. Mr. President has gone ahead to launch these programs at various events across the country. Sadly, to date, none of the programs has been presented to Parliament to enable us properly commence the task of oversight. The 24-hour economy program, the 1 million codes program, the agri for economic are all not seeing parliamentary scrutiny. Meanwhile, these programs are supposed to be executed with funds approved by Parliament. So the reason why Parliament is being kept in the dark can better be explained by the executive. But we will not relent in our demand on government to make these flagship programs available for us to scrutinize and to ensure that they are being implemented transparently, fairly, and with the necessary parameters required of government for it to benefit the people of Ghana.
Let's take you to Parliament now and speak to our parliamentary correspondent, Kweku Asante. Kweku, we know that the majority leader was seated right next to the minority leader, and he did what he called a quick fact check of the claims by Alexander Apenyomarkin. Tell us more.
Well, yes, this was not a research by the Joint Research Desk or Isaac Ofori, only of the team members. The majority leader, Mahama Yaga, right in the face of the minority leader, did what he called a fact check and called out what he claimed were lies.
When he says that no policy document has come to Parliament, you're supposed to report that that is not accurate, because everything that he said was captured in the economic policy document that the finance minister presented to Parliament. And on the basis of the economic policy document and the various sectoral policies that they were introducing, he then presented an estimate of how much money is needed to implement those policies. And he had, at that time, 88 members in the chamber, and they debated the economic policy document sector by sector. Then they are members of the various committees, and all those committees took the sector by sector policy documents, analyzed them at committee retreats, invited all the agencies, and the agencies appeared before them and explained each and every one of those policy measures. A lot of these policy measures were already captured in our national campaign manifesto, if you recall. And you journalists quiz us, we explain those policy measures in the national campaign that took place in December 2020.
So, Kweku, the reintroduction of the anti-LGBTQ bill was expected to be laid yesterday. Do we have an update on it today?
So there's a big twist. Yesterday, the bill was on the order paper. It was not laid. We expected that today it will be repeated, but the other people we have seen has not come with a copy of the controversial bill. Just before I stepped out of the leaders' press briefing, the majority leader was saying that as far as he's concerned, Parliament has approved that bill in the last Parliament. What is left is assent, and they do not expect to consider this. In fact, he says he has raised this with the Speaker, and the Speaker says he doesn't understand why the bill will have to be taken through another process in Parliament. And so today, that bill has been taken off the agenda of the House. However, one of the sponsors, Reverend John Timfojo, still insists that bill will be laid. It will not happen. But listen to him saying that he expects that the bill will be laid today.
Expression on it is one of the first bills on it, Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2025. And so it is ready for presentation and first reading. Any time between today and tomorrow, I do not even think that it should go beyond today because it is already advertised and it's a matter of urgent public interest.
Kweku, what else is Parliament considering today?
Well, a number of big issues, and today the majority leader himself is expecting to present some petition on behalf of some Obion drivers who say that they are being extorted on the roads. And being one of the very few days since Parliament resumed yesterday, not much is on the agenda, no questions, no statements, and no appearances by ministers of state, except a few in-house businesses. Also matters that have come up, for instance, the Speaker yesterday hinting that Parliament perhaps need a new chamber. There are members of Parliament who say they are going to raise that on the floor because of how the public has received that news.
Kweku Asante, our parliamentary correspondent, thank you very much for that update. You're listening to the Midday News. Still in the bulletin, 24 hours to the biggest housing fair in Ghana, the EcoBank Johnny's Habitat Fair.
We allow customers to also bring in their own designs for us to customize for them.
But when you come to Doormaster, we have doors that serve every purpose.
Superlock is the only company that provides after-sales service.
When I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth with Kale Charcoal toothpaste. This gives me confidence all day.
Anytime you meet Amma, don't be surprised I smile showing my beautiful white teeth because I don't have cavity thanks to Kale Charcoal toothpaste for its natural charcoal properties. In fact, we are like twins. I can't go without my Kale Charcoal toothpaste.
That be why I dey use Kale Charcoal toothpaste morning and night when I dey go bed safe. It dey make my teeth white when it dey comot every scent from my mouth inside. My confidence level they go up, so I dey show my 32 teeth all.
Introducing the Kale Charcoal toothpaste, formulated with activated bamboo charcoal powder, ensures whiter teeth and removes bad breath. The strong natural property of the activated bamboo charcoal removes bacteria, absorbs surface stains on our teeth caused by coffee, wines, and tobacco. Welcome, Kale Charcoal toothpaste. Kale Charcoal toothpaste, Sankofa Yenchi.
Kale, happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah.
The winning season is back, but this time I am collecting the wins like jollof at a wedding. The luckiest season 3 is here. Your chance to flip your luck or maybe your bank account too.
2 easy ways to join. Dial *712#. Hit 1 to buy for you or 2 to gift a friend. Feeling lucky? Pick 1 for a random number or hit 2 to choose your own. Pay with mobile money. Done. You're in.
Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, click community tickets, choose your number or let the system do so for you. You can buy a ticket for your boo or your favorite barber. Pay with Momo or card if you're abroad.
1 ticket could turn your 1 Ghana cedi into 500 times more. And the whole community could win 10 times over.
Dial *712# or log on.
Let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
October.
Joy 99.7 FM.
You're welcome back to the Midday News. Thanks for staying with us. Let's move on to other stories. And health facilities in Aguna East and West are warning of a looming outbreak of waterborne diseases such as typhoid and cholera, as residents are forced to rely on polluted water following the shutdown of the Konyako headworks 2 months ago due to illegal mining. Some clinics now have to buy sachet water just to treat patients and clean their wards. In the second episode of Dear Mahama #Stop Galamsey, we'll tell you how Galamsey is crippling health facilities and putting lives at risk in Nyakrom and Kwesi-Chikrom in the central region. We'll be hearing from the former Registrar of the Medical and Dental Council, Ghana, Dr. Eli Achipui. But first, let's listen to the series.
It's been very difficult, and it's been very difficult.
Maureen Eje Dansoa is the nurse in charge at the Kwesi-Chikrom Chips compound in the Agona East District. These days, her hardest task is not treating the sick. It is finding water to keep the clinic running.
At times, we have to let them, instead of them to have a start dose here, we ask them to take it at home because there is no water.
With the facility's borehole broken, Maureen must trek to nearby towns with gallons or pay motorcycle riders, draining her own salary to keep the clinic open.
Yes, from my own pockets. Yes, please, from my own pockets. Nobody is paying.
The entire Kwesi-Chikrom community now depends on the Ofapon, a dark, stagnant pool of water shared with animals. Maureen fears that this same water, polluted and smelly, could soon turn their daily struggles into a full-blown health crisis. Already, she says cases are appearing.
Definitely, there is going to be an outbreak of cholera. After maybe the case has been resolved, there is going to be an outbreak of cholera. And it has even started. I think last week we have diarrhea cases here.
Chip compound.
There is no water at our Chips compound. Patients who visit the facility are sometimes treated with sachet water.
Pure water.
Oh, we can say we are pleading. We are pleading.
Just a few kilometers away in Nyakrom, in the Agona West municipality, the story is no different. Here, residents now draw their water from the Accra River, dark tea colored, polluted, and contaminated by human activities.
I hide Konyako na ye depend, but Zizia na Galamsey for ye, was sense no way tiffy. And just a Galamsey fight no. Why you want?
At the Nyakrom Health Center, senior physician assistant and head of the facility, Florence Mavis Odom, confronts the human cause of the water crisis.
Roughly in a month, we can say that about 10, 15, 20 depends. Yeah, once a while the typhoid, they report the water issue. It's not easy. We had it far, but today it's just close to us and see what we are just facing today. So it still boils down to the government looking at it. If there are ways of getting rid of it totally, else Ghana will be in a great mess.
Well, joining us right now is the former Registrar of the Medical and Dental Council, Ghana, Dr. Eli Achipui. I'm very sure you heard the report we just played. Now, from your professional perspective, how soon do you think we'll start seeing outbreaks of diseases like cholera and typhoid if this situation really persists?
Good afternoon to you and good afternoon to your listeners as well. I think that we are left with no time to start seeing cases of cholera or I should say waterborne, water-related diseases. I mean, I think they have already started seeing this type of cases. The question is, we have water contaminated by Galamsey and its effects, and we have water contaminated by other things. Now, if we want to really look at water contaminated by Galamsey and its related activities, then we are looking at a broader perspective than water contaminated by the organisms that will cause cholera or will cause typhoid fever.
Dr. Eli Achipui, so what do you think we can do now to salvage the situation?
What we could do is for us to ensure that we really provide potable water for the communities and also for the institutions or the health institutions that take care of the people in their areas. Other than that, we are going to have very serious problems. I mean, you go to the hospital, you know that a lot of work that is done is water related. How do you go to a labor ward to go and deliver and you want to depend on sachet water when you need a bowl, a bucket, or whatever water to be able to continuously watch to deliver your service? If water is not available, and it is not any form of water, it is what we call potable water. Potable water is water that is clean, that is odorless, that is really meet or has met the minimum requirement for water to be used. So if you are going to go to the pond to go and fetch water to come and use at the hospital, I'm sure you are causing a lot more harm than good. Yep.
Dr. Elia Chikwe, former Registrar of the Medical and Dental Council, thank you so much for speaking to us on the Midday News. It's time for sport, and Mubarak is here. What do you have?
Thank you very much, Pearl. Ghana's Black Stars have been nominated for the Men's National Team of the Year at the 2025 CAF Awards. The team has won 5 of its 6 competitive matches this year and will face stiff competition from Egypt, Morocco, and 7 others for the top honor. However, no Ghanaian has been shortlisted for the Men's Player of the Year award, with Egypt's Mohamed Salah, Morocco's Ashraf Hakimi, and 8 others vying for the prize. And Pearl, before I go, Fred Smith is happy because Arsenal defeated Atletico Madrid 4-0 last night in the Champions League. Of course, the competition continues tonight as Real Madrid face Juventus at 7 p.m. and we've got live commentary for you.
Thank you very much, Mubarak, for bringing us the latest in the world of sports. Now, Ghana's newest large-scale gold mine, the Black Volta Gold Project, is set to take off in the Upper West region, with construction estimated to cost $250 million. The project, owned entirely by engineers and planners through its acquisition of Azuma Resources Ghana Limited, is the first time a major gold concession of this scale has come under full Ghanaian ownership. The mine is expected to transform the region's economy, create thousands of jobs, improve infrastructure, and strengthen local participation in the mining value chain. Now, let's break down what this means for Ghana's economy and the mining sector. And Joy News editor Fred Smith joins me in the studio with more on this. So, this mine, as we know, is expected to cost about $250 million to construct. What exactly does this investment mean for Ghana's economy?
Well, Pearl, it's a major economic boost. The construction and operation phases will generate thousands of jobs, both direct and indirect, especially across Wa, Nadoli, and nearby communities. It will also open up the Upper West region with new roads, power lines, and housing infrastructure. And beyond that, Ghana stands to benefit from increased tax revenues, royalties, and foreign exchange earnings that will now stay within the local economy, since ownership is entirely Ghanaian.
Thank you very much, Fred Smith, for that. Now, we've heard about the moving options, housing choices and sizes and types of lands in various localities and accessories, which will be available to you at the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair. As we prepare for the first day in the next 24 hours, bring you more of what organizers have lined up for you. And joining me in the studio is Head of Marketing and Sales here at Multimedia Group Limited, Max Ofuga, and also the host of the Cosmopolitan Mix, Dorwin Andor. Well, we'll speak to Dorwin later, but right now let's speak to Max Ofuga. So aside from the discounts, what else should attract the many people who are listening to us to come to the fair at the Accra International Conference Center?
Thank you very much. Tomorrow is the day we are all waiting for. Tomorrow, besides the opening ceremony, we have the biggest attraction, which is a seminar, and our guest speakers are the president of GREDA, Mr. Lindsay, will be there to speak on the building from the developer's perspective. And then we also have the distinguished lawyer Kwame Jan speaking to us tomorrow on the legal perspective of handling land disputes. So tomorrow, the biggest attraction for the Habitat Fair, which is also the first day and the opening ceremony, will be the seminar. And we look forward to invite, all the people who matter in the housing value chain to be there tomorrow to learn about how to handle land disputes and also how to acquire buildings or homes. Besides the furniture and everything, the discount, yes, is given. That when you walk in there, you get discount. We are also offering attractive giveaways to people. You walk in there, we take your your phone number, and then you stand a chance of going home with either a documented land, or huge prizes from our exhibitors. So all roads lead to Accra International Conference Center tomorrow for the biggest housing fair in Ghana, the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair.
Thank you very much, Maxwell Fugan. He is the head of marketing and sales here at Multimedia Group Limited. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Now it's Coast versus Forest in the NSMQ prelims as a Hunterman Girls SHS from Takoradi and University Practice SHS from Kipkos go head-to-head with MIM SHS from the heart of the Ahafo region. The coastal contenders bring waves of brilliance and confidence, while the Forest challengers fight to prove their strength, with each school hopes to make it to the 1/8 stage. Have a listen.
Well, I would say that horses and chariots are prepared for battle, but victory cometh from God. And our thoughts are not the thoughts of God, so we believe that the will of God should come and be fulfilled in our life. That is all we expect, that the will of God should be fulfilled ultimately in our life.
What's your final message to the schools that you are going to compete and those watching you? Because I know you are not just here to add up to the numbers.
Oh, definitely. We are not just here to add up to the numbers. We are hoping that this is the will of God, that we would qualify to the next stage, and we believe that the Lord will work in us and do mighty and great things. Thank you.
Through hard work, we know what we have done. We know how prepared they are. So with preparation and hard work and determination and focus, we know we are going to win. They should expect the extraordinary, the surprising, the extraordinary things. We know that we are going to do the best, and all what we are here to do, or all what we are going to do here, they are going to be amazed. They are going to be astonished because they will see different things.
And that'll be all for the Midday News. My name is Ofori. Good afternoon.